Hello and welcome to the third episode of HSV International, the English-speaking HSV podcast. Thank you, first of all, for about almost 100 listeners. Meanwhile, we are very happy about it and really appreciate your support. I hope you enjoy the podcast and feel free to always drop comments to let us know what we could improve. But we also appreciate every single like, every comment, and make sure to support us even after the third episode. Lennart, you're with me too today. Hello, Lennart.
Hello, Philipp. It's nice to be here again, especially for a very, very special episode today.
Absolutely. And we have some more announcements to make. I think the first one is our prediction game. We also predicted the past two games. And Lennart, please let our listeners know what we want to do for the next ones.
Yeah, like you already said, we predicted the last two games as well, and we will continue to do so during the whole season and the next seasons as well. I think most of our listeners know these kinds of games where you predict the upcoming result, and just to ensure that you know which rules we apply to compare us, I will talk about that just shortly. So the correct result will result in 4 points for us, the right difference 3 points, just assuming the right winning team or the draw would ensure 2 points. And we have a small addition to that, which is kind of special, I would say, Philip. I don't know if
Yeah, I
any
think so
other prediction game has something like that. We decided to award points for each correct goal scorer if the result is also correct. So for each correct goal scorer, 2 additional points. Just to give an example, if you say we win 1-0 and Robert Glatze scores the goal and this is the correct result, it will be 4 points for the result and 2 points for Robert Glatze. If you predict 2-0, for example, Glatze and Königsdörfer, then it would be 4 points for the result and 4 points for the goal scorers. So just so that you know how we will compare throughout the season. And in our Discord channel, we will provide the live stats, I would say. So we can always check who of us is in the lead right now. Right now is you, Philip. You have, I believe, 6 points and I'm 4. You had the right result against Heidenheim. So, yeah.
We will see.
It's still a long second half of the season. So I'm confident that I will catch up to you.
And let's see what the let's say loser has to do afterwards.
Yeah, we will have to decide on that. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But first of all, important to mention that too. We absolutely invite you to predict the games with us, and let's see how we can set this up in Discord. And we would appreciate your participation. And because when I think back at the Union game last week or on Saturday, it was so funny because Lennart, you predicted 3 goal scorers. I think Königsdörfer, Capaldo, and Torunariga, right?
Yeah, I believe it was them. Yeah.
And then the first guy scored the goal, and then there came a corner, and Torunariga got the ball. And then I just looked at Lennart and thought, "Oh my god, what happened here?"
And it would be the 3-1, which I always also predicted. So it would be the 3 goal scorers, and in that moment the correct result as well.
Yeah, and I think this is a pretty nice add-on to the usual prediction games to also predict the goal scorers. Makes so much fun. Yeah, so let's see. But that's not the only reason why this episode will be special. We also have a very special guest today, and I hand over to you, Lennart, but I just want to announce one thing. She is by far the fastest car driver I know in Germany. Lennart, who will join us today?
Today we have a friend of us from our fan club, Kathi from Berlin. Hello, Kathi.
Yeah, hi guys. Thanks for the invitation.
Hi, Kathi. It's nice to have you here. I would say, first of all, introduce yourself for our listeners.
Yeah, for sure. Hi again. My name is Kathi, and I'm 28 years old. I'm from Leverkusen, which is near Cologne and Düsseldorf. And currently, I'm living in Berlin.
And, of course, you are a huge HSV fan.
Of course, I am since 15 years, and I also have a season ticket, as you and Lennart. I stand also in 28A.
How did you become a HSV fan, and since when do you live in Berlin when you are from Leverkusen?
Okay, this is actually a bit of a love story, but just not the way you would expect. When I was about 30 or 40 years old, I had a crush on a boy during a student exchange who grew up supporting HSV, and he always talked about the big and glorious HSV. Lots of history, tradition, and unique fan base, of course. So first, I followed the club because of him. I wanted to stay in contact with him after the exchange, and I checked the results, watched the highlights, and learned about the players, the history, and so on. But at some point, I realized something. I wasn't doing it for him anymore. I was doing it for me. I was truly interested in HSV. My first live match was an away game in Leverkusen, my hometown back then. And that day changed everything. I felt the energy, the connection, the passion. And on top of that, I randomly met 3 members of our fan club, Dirk, Susie, and Bonnie, which was the perfect image of a family, like mother, father, and child. And
True.
Susie immediately took me in their group and took care of me like a mother, because I was around 30 or 40 years and I stood alone as HSV supporter girl in a area full of Leverkusen fans. And since that day, they are like a second family to me. And that was the moment or the day I truly fell in love, but not with the boy, but with HSV.
Much better, right?
Of course, much better. But we're still in contact.
Really?
Yeah.
That's funny.
Has he a season ticket as well?
No,
So
he
now
hasn't.
you bigger HSV fans than him, would you say? Or
Maybe.
But why do you live in Berlin now?
I moved from Leverkusen to Berlin 5 years ago to start my training as a nurse. After I finished my training, I decided to stay and continue working in my clinic. Honestly, back then, it was more than just leaving for training. I wanted a new start, leave my hometown, Leverkusen, get out of my comfort zone, and build my own life. And Berlin gave me exactly that. Berlin felt big, exciting, full of opportunities. And I wanted to meet new people, new things, new culture, and just grow up as a person. And yeah, Berlin became my home, but my football heart still belongs somewhere else.
Like
was there a
ours too.
special reason why Berlin and not Hamburg?
Actually, back then, I found Berlin was the better opportunity. I had thoughts to move to Hamburg first, but now I'm back with these thoughts. So in the next 2 to 3 years, I think it might be possible to move to Hamburg because, yeah, it's the most beautiful city in Germany, and I'm over it. Berlin is big, but I'm over it.
Yeah, Kathi, but maybe one more thing. You are here as a guest today because you are not only Kathi from our fan club, but you are also at the same time somehow an official for our club. You're volunteering for HSV, and we will hear more on that later. But first, let's maybe start discussing the Union Berlin game. So I would say the game started with a large choreography about 2 stands in honor of our 1887th Bundesliga game. Woohoo!
Woo!
Amazing choreo, by the way.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you remember what was written down the field on the sides?
Yes, of course. In German stands viele Spiele sind vergangen. Noch immer spüren wir das Verlangen, which means in English, we passed many games, but still feel the desire.
Exactly, and I think it was a fantastic atmosphere, even before the match, but also during the match. It's at the moment during our home games, it's always such an amazing atmosphere. And I also heard a discussion in German TV at a talk show, and they were mentioning the great atmosphere in our stadium, and
Yes.
that is definitely worth a visit in Hamburg.
And the speaker, our speaker, Stubi.
A stadium speaker, yeah.
Yeah, the whole atmosphere from the stadium speaker, the complete fan base, what was built the last couple of years in Hamburg, because it wasn't always such an atmosphere. We have to be honest about that. But absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning every week. Maybe the loudest stadium right now in Germany because of everything around. The results are great. when everything which was built since, I would say, Tim Walter came to Hamburg, the club had a complete change. It transformed into a complete unit, and you feel that every week. It's amazing.
Absolutely. And I think, I personally think we owe Tim Walter a lot for this time. Also, Jonas Bold, they made a fantastic job. And I think that what Kathi said, that was written down the field, we really still feel the desire, even though many games have passed. And I think you really recognize it in every game. We celebrate every goal as if it were in the World Cup final. That's so amazing. I mean, remember when we scored the last minute draw against Dortmund? When we were laying, I think, 4 or 5 rows more down the field. It was crazy, but it's just the atmosphere, the celebration. It's just insane. It's so much fun at the moment. It's just great to be a HSV fan.
Yeah, you just feel the craving for these Bundesliga games, for these first league games for 7 years, and the whole stadium just enjoys it.
So what happened in the Union game, despite of the amazing atmosphere? Let's maybe recap the game for just a little bit.
Yeah, to start, well, let's say it as kind as possible. Union played a very unattractive style of football, and I think it was exactly the style we expected because we know the coach already.
Yeah, I believe we played a really good first half, and Union, please correct me if I'm wrong, but they had only one shot on goal, and that was a penalty in the first half.
I
In
think
the
so
second
too.
half, it was another game, but in the first half, Union was very passive. We had really good opportunities, and
But they also had the big chance from Illich. They had the
Yes,
really big chance.
that's true.
I think it was Riga who saved us then, and yeah, this was before. Yeah, it was in the first direction. Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe let's start from the beginning. Union scored the first goal due to a penalty goal by Querfeld. For me, it was very surprising at this moment because we already were good in the game, I would say. I don't know how you see it, but for me, it was surprising that we fall behind at that moment.
absolutely. Completely unlucky and unnecessary. I would say it was somehow, let's say, usual duel in the penalty area, but yeah, maybe I think the ref decided because of the high leg of Capaldo, and then yeah, it was the penalty. But as you said, Lennart, it was not really deserved and was a bit surprising for me too. And nevertheless, I think not even 5 minutes later, correct me if I'm wrong,
Around 5 minutes, yeah.
we made a perfect counterattack. Counterattack. Led
Absolutely.
by Fabio Vieira. I think he won the ball. Was it right?
Yeah, he carried it at least for a few meters, played good pass to Glatze, and here again to Königsdorfer, and then a great clean finish from Ranzi, yeah.
Yes, and then Kathi, it was the chance that you mentioned by Illich, who, by the way, until the game against us, never scored a Bundesliga goal this season. So it was his first goal, and I think he was really, let's say, nervous in front of the goal. Maybe that was why he missed this huge chance during the first half, but also, of course, Riga was somehow distracting him. Luckily, if he were not tackling or sliding toward Illich, then maybe he would have had more time to shot the goal. But yeah, we were lucky in that moment.
Yeah, but it was also dangerous because there was the opportunity to risk the next penalty.
And not only penalty, it would also,
A
I
red
believe,
card.
resulted in a red card, yeah, which probably would have finished the game in that moment. Falling behind 2-1 and being just 10 men, I'm not sure if we would have recovered from that.
But then we scored the second goal. And who scored? Like you predicted, Lennart.
Yeah, a few seconds later. Capaldo, also his first Bundesliga goal. And I'm very happy for him, especially after he missed this huge opportunity against Gladbach, where
Yes.
he should have scored also, but on Saturday he did it, and I believe we all are very happy about that. And not only for him, for us, for the whole team, for the whole club. Perfect opportunity for us, scoring just a minute before halftime, maybe two, and maybe one of the craziest minutes I ever witnessed live in the stands. Not only celebrating one goal for us, but also, well, it was like a goal for us as well. Chance Ilic missed. So
True.
we were kind of celebrating two goals at that moment.
That's true.
Yeah, in the second half, there were good chances on both sides, as I remember.
Yeah, for example, we had our chance from Dompe after the mistake from the Union goalkeeper after Ramberg runs towards him and he just couldn't get the ball clear away. It landed into the feet of Dompe and he just missed the goal. Well, it was maybe 1 meter, a half meter, I would say. So very good chance from us and from Union. Yeah, you have to mention the free kick by Derek Köhn, where he hits the bar. Also a very good chance, which could have led to 1 or 2 goals. So yeah, but then we got a goal, the 3-1.
Let's please not forget the sliding tackle of Nicolas Capaldo before that goal. I think it was 90% the goal of Nicolas Capaldo. If
Yeah,
you
of course.
revisit this goal, please take a look at the sliding tackle,
Absolutely.
because without this sliding tackle, the goal would never have happened, and it was brilliant. And then I think he won the ball, passed it to Gotschalashvili, and then he sent Königsdörfer toward the goal, who made it perfectly past Querfeld and scored the third goal for us.
Yeah, and just the way he passed Querfeld was amazing as well. I mean, it was very bad defended, you have to say it, of course, but still, the way he puts the ball beside him, runs at him, and great goal. Not because of the finish, but because how he got this opportunity for him as well.
Yeah. I think there you saw his confidence, right? That he gained in Heidenheim.
Yeah. This is a perfect season to watch which kind of player Ransford Dieborg Königsdörfer is. The whole first half of the season, no self-confidence, and you saw in every moment of the game, every action, every shot, every duel with the defender, and this whole game, it was seeing a complete other player, and hopefully he can continue to do that, because if we have him like that, he will be so important in the next 3 months.
Yeah, guys, to conclude the game, we got one goal against us from Ilic, I think 10 minutes before ending the second half. But yeah, 3 points stay in Hamburg, and I think we definitely deserved it.
Maybe the last thing about the Union game. Who was your, to both of you, man of the match?
Well, for me, it was quite difficult to decide on Capaldo or Renzi, because Renzi, of course, had 2 goals, and I would like to take him, but you already mentioned, Philipp, the tackle, the way Capaldo won the ball before the third goal, and therefore, yeah, I go with Capaldo this week. Yeah.
I understand and I agree, but for me, it's not only important who scored the goals. I also looked up for the duels, and it wasn't Vuskovic that game. For me, it was Remberg. I think that was one of the best transfers we had this season, and in every game he's on fire. So for me, it was Remberg.
Yeah, and I totally agree with your opinion about Remberg. He's one of our best transfers out of many, many good transfers this season. And just as you said, Kathi, every week he plays amazing. I really love seeing him playing for us.
Yeah, also Vieira. Yeah, so we have more than one man of the match, I think. Vieira is also like his technique. I think we have more than one man of the match during this game.
I agree with both of you. I really liked your reasoning, Kathi, about Remberg. Nevertheless, I think this game I would go with Capaldo too. But you see, all of them are new transfers. We signed them during the summer, and that shows how important all of these players are for our club and for our success. Because now we're ninth, we're on the ninth place, and I don't want to even I don't want to even say Europe during this podcast.
I think we talked about the final of some championship.
Did we talk about Istanbul?
Yeah, we talked about Istanbul.
Yeah,
I also
right.
looked up for some flights.
Quite euphorized after our game and our way back home on Saturday. Yeah,
You know, when you see the teams that are behind us in the table, I would say we really deserve the place where we stand right now because we played better than all of the teams behind us. Maybe the only team, and that's why the game next week will be very interesting, is Mainz. I think they won the 3 games in a row before they lost against Dortmund. They have a very successful streak at the moment too. But nevertheless, I'm convinced that we can play better than Mainz too. We will see it on Friday. Let's continue with our next part for this podcast.
Yeah, we already mentioned before, Kathi, that you are part of the HSV-Lotsen program. And maybe you can describe for us at the start what are you doing and what are your responsibilities and tasks?
Yeah, for sure. First, I should tell our listeners what is the Lotsen project. I think many of them didn't know about it. So shortly, the program officially relaunched on April 2024. And since then, we have been active across different areas in Germany. I started 1 month later than my colleagues because I noticed that there was one Lotse who took responsibility for more than one area in Germany. And I thought it might be helpful to take part of it, at least for Berlin. Also, I believed it would be progressive to add a woman as Lotsen. So I'm the first one. Because football is still a male dominated sport, as we know, but HSV is for everyone and should be also represented by a woman.
Absolutely.
You're saying you were the first one. Are you still the only one?
No, I'm not. We have Nicole from Schleswig-Holstein. So there's a second woman now in the team.
Let's maybe, Kathi, clarify what your tasks and responsibility as a Lotse, let's say guide, is, because guide would be the somehow English translation. So you said that there is a project, there are several Lotsen or guides across Germany. And why did HSV launch or relaunched this project? And what are your tasks? And you were mentioning the distribution across Germany. Why are the guides distributed across Germany? And what do you do specifically in Berlin, or what do the others do in their region?
As an HSV guide, I'm basically the local go-to person for HSV fans in Berlin. I help connect supporters with each other, whether they are already members in an official fan club or just looking to meet other HSV fans in Berlin. It's about building more community outside of Hamburg, making sure no one feels alone supporting our club from far away. Because honestly, being a fan who doesn't live in Hamburg makes it harder. Every home game is basically an away trip for me or for the other HSV supporters. There are always long train rides, planning around work and private stuff. It's a big commitment to HSV, actually. So, as a guide in Germany, we try to force a bigger community also for the fans who are not living in Hamburg directly. As a guide, I can share information between the fan culture department of HSV and the supporters. I can organize or help organizing group trips from Berlin to home and also away games. And I also support fans if they have any questions or concerns which they want to address to the HSV management or the fan culture department. Most of all, I try to represent the spirit and values of HSV where I live. It's a voluntary role, but for me, it doesn't feel like work. It feels like giving something back to a club and community that has given me so much during the past 15 years.
So do you and the other HSV guides also connect them watching games together or something like that? Or
Yeah,
yeah, that as
of
well?
course. Of course. We talk to each other, and if there are some fans from one area are in another area to have some holidays or visiting friends or something like that, and they want to see the HSV match or meet other HSV fans, we can give them addresses where to go, where to watch the match, and also give some meeting points where they meet other HSV fans.
Nice. And do you have special responsibilities when we play in Berlin? Let's say when we played in Olympiastadion against Hertha or at Alte Försterei against Union?
Yes, of course. When HSV plays in Berlin, it's emotional for me. It's the same as against Leverkusen because it's my city meeting my club. And against Hertha or Union, the atmosphere is always intense because big clubs with tradition, history, and a strong, loyal fan base. And on these match days, you see so many traveling HSV fans, so suddenly Berlin feels a little bit blue, white, and black. And for those matches, I don't have to travel far, but emotionally, for sure, it feels like a real away game because I never got interested in Hertha or Union, even though I live here. Away games are always a bit more on fire, and because you travel together, you stand together, and you sing louder than ever. You represent and support your club in another city. And for me, it's special because I get to show Berlin where my heart truly belongs. So, as a guide, I'm in the guest area from the opening of the doors until the end of the match. I'm reachable for all HSV fans for support with local questions about Berlin, the subway, or traffic. And if there are any other questions or problems during their stay in Berlin, I'm there.
Do you have an example of what happened during a match at Olympiastadion against Hertha last season?
Yes, of course, there was a small problem. It was a discussion between two HSV fans because of the seat reservation. So was like small drama queens, but I was consulted to help there to communicate between them because sometimes you need a third person to clarify the discussion. So it wasn't even work. It was just go there, talk to them, and that's it.
Yes, I agree with you. Sometimes a third person is just necessary to solve a conflict or to clear a situation. Kathi, I remember it was the fifth match day when both of us were in Berlin when we played against Union. What happened there? You were a guide too.
Yes, we had big problems to went there actually because
Yeah.
the subway and the public traffic wasn't working because of some police intervention controlling Union Berlin fans. And that's why the public traffic in Berlin stands still. The underground and the tram wasn't working, and the stadium from Union Berlin is in Köpenick. That's far away from the main station in Berlin. I think you travel like 40 minutes to the stadium. And that was a big, big problem on this day. And so I received many questions about getting to the stadium or getting back to the main station. But I gave all the information I had. And yeah, I think it was helpful for the HSV fans in Berlin.
Yeah, maybe one last question, Kathi, which could be very interesting for our audience, I believe. You talked about some of your responsibilities and tasks. Do you believe, from your experience, that the position you have could be useful in foreign countries as well? I mean, of course, we don't play there, but just to coordinate, to have a person you could speak to if you, for example, are a HSV supporter from Sweden. Do you believe this would be helpful, or do you think no, that is not necessary?
Of course, it would be very helpful. because we have more than 2,700 official fan clubs around the world, even in Canada or the United States and also in the Arabic states. We plan to get the first guide from another country, from Switzerland. There's someone who wants to join the guide program, and we are in contact with him. And yeah, let's see.
Nice.
Wow, so breathtaking news here in our podcast.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, amazing.
Thank you, Kathi, for sharing these insights.
Yeah, and hopefully a way from us, from our club, to get more internationalized as well and have more opportunities for our fan base away from Germany.
Yeah, of course. That's the plan.
As we said in the first episode, I think there is no week without news at our beloved Hamburger Sportverein. And we have some current news as well for this week. I think it wasn't even 2 hours ago that HSV announced that there will be a special jersey.
Yeah, I saw it. Looking forward to see it live, I would say. Seeing it in the internet is not always the same. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see it live in the shop.
Yeah, let's see maybe if we play against Mainz in these jerseys.
Yeah, the question is why we didn't play it in this jersey last match against Union Berlin.
Yeah, I was asking myself the same question when I saw it today.
But what's your opinion about the jersey? Do you like it?
Yes, of course. And I think I will buy it. As you know, I have a little bit of a problem with some jerseys. I want to have them all.
What about you, Lennart? Do you want to buy it too?
Yeah, I'm thinking of it because, well, like I said, it's not always the same seeing it in the internet and live, but from the first glance, I really liked it as well. And well, the special jerseys, like the name suggests, are always sort of special. So I would love having it. Yeah.
Me too. But I especially like the trousers. This red with golden accents is just amazing. I like it. I really like it.
Yeah, and this little darker red as well. I really love the color. Yeah.
So you will buy it too, Philipp?
Yes, I will buy it too.
And which name is on the back?
I'm not sure yet. Maybe Vuskovic, Luka
Yeah.
Vuskovic.
As you know, I bought a jersey this weekend.
I know.
with
Luka
Luka
Vuskovic.
Vuskovic. Yeah, and
Yeah.
now I'm planning to do the same with the special.
Really? Also with
yeah.
Luka?
No, Vuskovic is again. Okay. I
Yeah.
would Scapaldo or
Because-
maybe Nikolai. But
Oh, yeah. Or Vieira is also good ones. Remberg, but I think like for this season, and I think this season actually should be with Vuskovic.
Let's maybe hear some more news of the week. Since our last episode, our new player Grönbeck was getting injured. He will be out for at least several more weeks. Maybe he will be available for the match against Leipzig. Other than that, Vuskovic is suspended for the Mainz game. He saw his 5th yellow card because of a slide tackle on Saturday. And our, what is it, second coach, Loic Favre too. He will be suspended too. Also saw a yellow card. And then 2 more things. Our HSV women secured a very important win against Hoffenheim. Did you see it?
yeah, I saw the highlights and especially the first goal. What a stunning free kick! Amazing goal, and like you said, huge win, very surprising win as well. And we got moved out from the relegation zone due to that. So please keep up with that. We have 2 first league HSV teams who has to stay in this league.
And maybe one more little thing, or not really little, I think it's huge. HSV just announced today that they installed a piece of art about children's rights in the stadium. And that's, again, something to be very proud of, in my opinion. It's an important signal. And in fact, HSV does a lot for children and for young supporters. I think our supporters club also has a subdivision, a kids club, where young HSV fans can at least be subscribed and connected to the club. But there is one more subdivision. It's called HSV Young Ones. It's for 13 to 17-year-olds, and they even do their own choreographies on the stands. They do a lot for the club. The kids have access to tickets. They can travel to away games, to home games for sure. And I think it's nice to see that our clubs does a lot for children and now really has a constitution about children's rights in our stadium. I really like that. Okay, despite of that, let's maybe conclude the episode and transition to our last agenda step. It's the Mainz game, the preview on our next game. Who of you will be there in the stadium?
Unfortunately, I have to work on Friday, but I will be watching the whole game at television and, well, root for the team from my living room.
From a living
Yeah.
room. What about you, Kathi?
Unfortunately, same here. I need to work, and after work, I have an teeth operation, and
Oha.
then after that, I will go on my sofa to watch HSV.
Okay, so I will take care and hopefully bring home our away win on Friday in a stadium that is quite new. I think they rebuilt it, let's say, 10 years ago. The old stadium in Mainz, the Bruchwegstadion, was somehow special as the guest sector was on the opposite of the main stand, which is pretty uncommon in Germany. And now it's I don't know, just a new modern stadium on an ugly field in the middle of nowhere in Mainz. But nevertheless, you get delicious Weinschorle, sparkling wine, and I really look forward.
Well, I would questioning the delicious part of that, but yeah, you can argue about taste. Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't need to drive on Friday. I always like sparkling wine. As I said earlier, Mainz won 3 games in a row. I think against Wolfsburg, Leipzig, and Augsburg. So 2 direct opponents at the lower end of the table. And then they lost against Dortmund last week. Did some of you see the match against Dortmund?
Just the highlights as well. But Philipp, I don't think you can say that Leipzig is a team from the bottom part of the table when you're talking about the opponents Mainz won against.
True. I meant Augsburg and Wolfsburg.
Yeah. Maybe even if we might would have won that, but right now Leipzig is probably one of the better teams in Germany.
Absolutely. And to be honest, I think Mainz received a penalty. And this never was a penalty. Please have a look at it if you want to revisit it. But yeah, let's say maybe this win even was quite lucky.
And against Augsburg as well, the first one, never a penalty. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they got a second penalty, which was a clear one. So, and it was a 2-0 one against Augsburg. So, still deserved win, but 2 very, very lucky penalties for Mainz in the last couple of weeks. Yeah.
Our defense needs to be careful against Mainz.
And the VAR awake when he looks.
Most important.
Yeah, at the replays. But also mentionable, not only Luka Vuskovic is suspended for the game, but the Mainz captain Widmer as well. So there will be missing, I would say, a key player as well. So maybe keep that in mind. Not only we have to manage a suspended player, even if we all know how important Luka is for our game. Mainz has to manage, has to deal with this sort of problem as well on Friday.
Good to know. Your predictions, guys. What are your predictions? And Lennart, at least the two of us, we need to write it down.
Yeah, we have to predict, and well, maybe I start this week. I say we win 1-0, and the goal scorer will be Fabio Vieira.
Okay. What about you, Kathi? What do you think?
As you said, I think it will be difficult for our defenders. I would say we will win the match 2-1, like 1-2.
And who are the goal scorers?
I think Renzi. And what about a free kick of Muheim?
Oh, this would be overdue.
Yeah. Wouldn't argue against that.
No. Nice stay, Kathi. I would predict also a 1-2. And I say our goal scorers will be Fabio Vieira, also a penalty, and Philipp Otele
Otele, yeah.
scores his first goal. And I think the goal for Mainz, despite the fact that we would not predict the goal scorers for the other teams, but I think that Amiri will score the goal for Mainz. Guys, it was a pretty nice third episode, I would say.
Yeah, really nice evening with you guys as well. And I hope, Kathi, you enjoyed it as well as our first guest.
Yes, I actually do. It was hard for me to talk in English, but I think we did it pretty well. And yeah, thanks again for the invitation, guys, and good luck for your podcast.
Thank you,
Thank
Kathi.
you very much.
You did great, and you're always welcome to come back to our podcast.
Yeah, so I hope all of you who listen to us enjoyed it as well and will hear from us next week as well. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.